Well, hello YouTube, Eugene here, and welcome again, friends, to another Eugene's Ramble time. And today we are talking about our upcoming new Sentai of 2018, which is called Kaitou Sentai Lupinranger versus Keisatsu Sentai Patoranger. Yes, friends. So our 42nd Sentai, our Sentai of 2018, has been revealed to us with images, a promotional poster, and a bunch of toy scans. So the announcement and all these images were revealed to us at the beginning of this month as this audio recording. So before I begin, during this ramble time, I will have my text popping up in case I make an error, so keep an eye out for that. I also want to talk about my audio. I have worked the kinks to make it louder and clearer, so the audio will be different compared to my last 3 ramble times of a upcoming Sentai, such as the Ninja one, Juuja one, and the Q-Ranger one. But the audio will be similar from my Eugene's Ramble Time number 11 on the Mega Ranger DVD, so check that out in the cards. And so once again, this Ramble Time will be in SD, not in HD, due to the program I have. Thank you, friends, for checking out my last year's Ramble Time on Q-Ranger. The views, wow, that's all I can say, and I really appreciate that. And I hope to see that with this one as well, as this is my 5th Ramble Time on an upcoming new Sentai. And so I'm very excited about this. So let's get started with the first leak image and the promotional poster. So let's go ahead and get to it with our 42nd Sentai. So here we go. Alright, friends, so here we go with the very first leak image of Lupinranger versus Patranger. And this image popped up on December 6, 2017 as this audio recording. And so here it is. And so this image here is an image of the 2 Team Sentais here. So yes, friends, I said it. This is a first for Super Sentai history. But Lupinranger and Patoranger are considered the 42nd Sentai. But looking at the image here, you can see the 2 teams, like I said. And then where it says number 2, this little image shows, the Dial Fighters and the Trigger Machines. And then number 3 shows the VS Changer, which is the changer and weapon to the Lupinranger and Patorangers. And then at the end, you can see it's half cut, but it's pretty much Pat Kaiser, which is the Mecha to the Patrangers. So, but anyway, the next 2 images I have are crop versions of the 2 teams. So here we go with Kaitou Sentai Lupinranger. And so Lupinranger is composed of Lupin Red, Lupin Blue, and Lupin Yellow. Now, the Lupinranger costumes look like jackets, but with a tiny bow tie and a big cape. Their visors are hats, which is kind of funny here. Now, my information states here that Lupin Yellow is the female of the group. And of course, Lupin Red and Lupin Blue are the males of the group. And so anyway, we're taking a look at this image here, giving me a Time Ranger vibe here, mainly with the colors and a little bit of the design here. Looking at the visors, of course, the visors are color-coded, reds is red and blues is blue and yellows is yellow. And the one thing I do like here, and I just mentioned it earlier, is that the suits have the cape. And I do like it when a Sentai does add the capes to the suits. I think it's a nice look and more presentable, I guess you can refer to as. And the capes are giving me pretty much, the last Sentai that had the capes was Magi Ranger. So like I said, so far I can't complain. I do like the Lupinranger suits and designs so far. So now let's go ahead and go to the next image of the next team, and they are known as Keisatsu Sentai Patoranger. And so Patoranger is composed of Patorin Ichigo, which is red, Patorin Nigo, which is green, and Patorin Sango, which is pink. The Patoranger costumes look like a police uniform with a jacket also, but with a tie. Their visors being the cap, which is kind of funny there too. They also have protective shoulder pads, as you can see in the scan here. Now, here's some more information here. Patorin Sango, which is pink, is the female of the group. And of course, Patorin Ichigo, red, and Patorin Nigo, which is green, are the males of the group. Also, one thing I noticed too about Patorin Nigo is pretty much the green. The green on Patorin Nigo is a different shade of green we've seen from various Sentais. And it started with Tokyugers through Q-Rangers. And the last Sentai that had this shade of green was Q-Rugers. So, anyways, that's pretty much the information on both teams so far. But I want to go ahead and get back to the very first leak image here. But also, in my text right here in the center, I'm going to go ahead and put how they're going to Romanize it as in this show. Now, of course, Kaitou Sentai Lupinranger will be Romanized as Kaitou Sentai Lupinranger. And I'll have that in, like I said, in the text here. Now, Keisatsu Patoranger will be Keisatsu Sentai Patoranger. So, I figure I'll let you know on how that's going to be Romanized. It may change now. Whenever I will do their reviews on the toys and everything, I would probably call it Lupinranger instead of Lupinranger. So, anyway, so that's so far the images and pretty much, the very first leak image and, the crop shots of the two teams. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you the promotion. One more thing before I do go to the promotional poster, and friends, I cannot believe I forgot to do this, and I forgot to talk about the Patrangers suits, and that was way before I got sidetracked, and I went all the way to talking about on how we Romanize Lupinranger and Patranger. So anyway, back to that image. The suits and the designs look really, really nice, and I do dig the helmet designs. They look really, really cool, giving me a little bit of that Go-Go 5 vibe there. The Go-Go 5 kind of had that police symbols on their visors and so on. It's really nice. It's a little bit different from the Lupinrangers. Of course, the Lupinrangers had that color-coded visor. The Patranger got that black visor, and I really do like that. It's a little bit different. And of course, the one thing I do like is the Patrangers do have that protective shoulder pads on their shoulders like that instead of a cape. Now, I don't know how the Patrangers would look with the cape, but I do dig the fact that they went ahead and they added protective shoulder pads. That's a real nice touch there. Now, the tie. I am seeing more of the tie on the Patrangers than I am with the Lupinrangers with the bow tie. But pretty much I do dig the suits and the designs on the Patrangers. I know I'm repeating myself, but both Lupinranger and Patrangers, they look really, really good design-wise with the suits and the visors and so on. So I wanted to give you my input on there, and like I said, I cannot believe I forgot to talk about the Patrangers. Like I said, I guess I just jumped the gun and wanted to get with you on how you Romanize Patranger and Lupinranger. So now, friends, let's go ahead and check out the promotional poster of our 42nd Sentai. So here we go, friends, with the promotional poster of our 42nd Sentai, as promised. And this popped up December 9th, 2017 as of this audio recording. So here it is. And it's a nice promotional poster of both teams and the logo to Lupinranger and Patranger. And of course, it's got the air date of the first episode of Lupinranger versus Patranger, which is February 11th, 2018. And of course, the time slot, 9:30 a.m. Japan Standard Time. And so on the very bottom, it does have the story, and I do have the translation here, so I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. It says, the Gangler, enemies coming from another world want to steal the Lupin collection, a collection of treasures capable of destroying the world. For the first time in Super Sentai history, two teams are deployed to avoid this. The outlaw Lupinrangers, Lupin Red, Lupin Blue, Lupin Yellow, who want the collection for themselves, and the heroic Patoranger, Patoran Ichigo, Patoran Nigo, Patoran Sango, who want to take the Ganglers into custody. And so that's pretty much what the translation says. And so I'm very, very hyped up for this, and the story pretty much got my attention here. And like I said, that promotional poster is very, very gorgeous. I'm going to say it that way. You know, the two teams, got the Lupinrangers at the top and the Patrangers at the bottom. I really like that. And so, and I hope this promotional poster has caught your eye as well. So now, friends, let's go ahead and get to the heart of this ramble time with the toy scans. So I hope you are ready. So here we go. All right, friends, here we go with the toy scans. And we'll go ahead and start off with this year's Changer. And so here is the scan here. And by the looks of the scan here, it shows that this Changer is for both teams, for Lupinranger and Patoranger. And so my information states that the collectible for this year is the VSV machines. Now, the VS Changer, that is what this year's Changer is called. It's not a versus Changer. Figure I'll let you know on that, friends. If you pronounce the letters separately, VS Changer. That's because I kept thinking it was a versus Changer myself. But anyway, my information says that the VS Changer is a big gun on which the VS vehicles will be set to activate the transformation. And so I have two more images here that I want to show you, and it's mainly crop pictures, of how things work, mainly with the transformation of the Lupinrangers and the Patoranger. So here we go. It says to transform into a Lupinranger, you have to set a dial fighter on the side of the gun, compose a code with the dial, and then slide the fighter above. Now, here's some information here on the Lupinranger's Henshin description. You start by inserting the dial fighter. It calls out the color red, and of course, if you have the other fighters, it'll go blue, yellow. Then you dial in a code, a Henshin code, 010 for red. The Changer calls Mask Arise. The change call is Kaitou Change. Changer ends with Lupinranger. And so that's how that works. And you can pretty much look at the scan, and it's showing you how it all works. Now here's the next scan here. The next scan that I cropped. It says, and mainly on Patoranger. So it says here, to transform into a Patoranger, you have to set a trigger machines on the side of the gun and then slide it below. Now, Patoranger's Henshin description. After inserting the trigger machine, the Changer calls out the number Ichigo, and of course he'll do the other ones, Nigo, Sango, followed by Pato Rise. Then you shift down the machine. Henshin call is Keisatsu Change. Changer ends with Patoranger. And so that's pretty much how that all works with both, both teams, Lupinranger, Patoranger. And here's some added information about the dial fighters and the trigger machines. The small dial fighters and trigger machines on the gun, in fact, they're personal shrink-down mechas. Let me reread that again. The small dial fighters and trigger machines on the gun, in fact, they're personal shrunk-down mechas. They will grow when they summon them. Kind of reminds you of something, huh, friends? Yeah, Go Oners with the engine cast. But anyway, well, my input on this Changer, well, I'm liking what I'm hearing here, and I reckon it will have some firing sounds and everything. But the last Sentai that we've had a Henshin gun, and a gun they trained that was their Henshin device, and their weapon was the Gap revolver from Kyurugers. And of course, you had to put the gimmick on there, which is the Judenshi. Something like this with the trigger machine and the dial fighter. So I cannot wait to see the reviews on the VS Changer. I cannot wait. I mean, this happens to me every year. I mean, I was so excited about, last year with the Phaser Blaster and the uh, the Jewel Changer and so on. So I cannot wait to see how all this is going to work with the VS Changer. All right, friends, here we go with the next scan, and the next scan focuses on the weapons for Lupinranger and Patranger. And they are called the Lupin Sword and the Pat Megabow. And here is the scan, and pretty much it says here the Lupin Sword is Lupinranger's dual weapon. It is a sword, but also a claw. The Pat Megabow is Patoranger's dual weapon. It is a megaphone, but also a baton. So very, very interesting. Seems like these weapons are definitely going along with the motif of Lupinranger and Patoranger. One thing I'm going to mention also, the Lupin sword reminds me of the Boken bow from Go-Go Sentai Bokangers, but a little bit not long, but a little bit shorter maybe. And the Pat Megabow reminds me a lot of the Sonic Megaphone from Nimpu Sentai Hurricaneger, but done in a different color. As you can see, the this one here is done in a different color. The of course, the Sonic Megaphone was all done in blue and going along with Hurricane Blue's motif. But anyway, so here's some more information here. As you can see in the center of the scan there, we got the image of the vinyl figures of Lupinranger and Patoranger. And no, friends, there is no 7th Ranger. That is Patoran Yango. That is the 3 Patorangers combined. So no, there is no 7th Ranger yet. So, of course, we'll hear a 7th Ranger in the future, in the upcoming future. You never know. But anyway, so far the weapons look cool. I can't wait to see what they do in the reviews in the upcoming future. So you never know. And like I said, they go along with the motif of Lupinranger and Patoranger. All right, friends, here we go with the next scan, and we are now focusing on the mechas of this series here. They are known as doll fighters and trigger machines. And so these are personal mechas to both Lupinrangers and Patorangers. And so I went ahead and I cropped these scans here pretty much for one for the Patorangers and one for the Lupinrangers. So, and you can take a look at the scans while I'm reading all this info to you. And so my information says here, the Lupinranger mechas are called doll fighters. Red doll fighter, blue doll fighter, yellow doll fighter. They come together with Good Striker to form Lupin Kaiser. Later they will have a new doll fighter called Cyclone Doll Fighter. Now look at these scans here. You can pretty much see red doll fighter is a jet, blue doll fighter is a plane, and yellow doll fighter is a gyroplane. And you can see Cyclone Doll Fighter is a plane as well. So sound like to me these are in the air mechas here, and mainly I guess that's part of the Lupinranger's theme here, or mechas or whatever. But they do look cool, and I cannot wait to see the next image of when they combine together to become Lupin Kaiser. And so here is the next image here, focusing on the Patorangers mechas. The Patoranger mechas are called trigger machines. Trigger Machine Ichigo, Trigger Machine Nigo, Trigger Machine Sango. They come together with Good Striker to form Pat Kaiser. And it says here later they will have a new Trigger Machine Biker. And so taking a look at these images here, look like the Patorangers mechas are pretty much rescue vehicles here, so maybe on land mechas. So, which is a nice touch. I mean, looks like a police car for mainly for Trigger Machine Ichigo, and then I guess a ambulance for Trigger Machine Sango, and I can't think of the one for Trigger Machine Nigo. But anyway, besides the point, I cannot wait to see the combo they do with to become Lupin. I mean Pat Kaiser. So anyway, well here we go with the next scan, and we're focusing now on Good Striker, Lupin Kaiser, and Pat Kaiser, mainly the main mechas to both the Lupinrangers and the Patrangers. And so here is the image here, and it says here, each Sentai robot will have a common body, Good Striker. So Good Striker is on the other side, is on like your, I believe like your right-handed side, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'll correct myself in the text. But anyway, it says it is a mecha that turns into a plane in a dial fighter mode to form Lupin Kaiser, and into a car in trigger machine mode to form Pat Kaiser, which makes sense in the mix for a Good Striker to be, you know, pretty much a jet for the dial fighter mode, and a car in the trigger machine mode. But anyway, and so I'm going to read the rest of the information here. It says, by setting Good Striker into the VS Changer, the final attack the Patrangers will be a fusion of themselves and will be called Patoranger, Pun for Yongo, which is fusion. And the Lupinrangers will be clones of themselves. So I cannot wait to see that attack. But anyway, I gotta say, looking at both Lupin Kaiser and Pat Kaiser, they look really, really good. And I think Good Striker looks really, really good. I think he looks better in the jet mode on the top right-handed side. I could be wrong, but anyway, I'll leave little arrows or just little notes by it. But anyway, so far, I can't complain. The mechas look really, really good. I'm seeing a little bit of Render in Pat Kaiser, and I want to say Magic King a little bit from Magic Ranger in Lupin Kaiser, but they all look really, really good. And so I'm very, very excited about this. I really am. So, but anyway, well, friends, I have one more image here, and so here we go. And this is pretty much an image of the campaign. And so it says here, like every year, pre-order presents will be given. In March, it will be the badge of both teams, and in April, a special mini vehicle. So I think that's really, really cool. So, my friends, that is all the scans and stuff I have of our new Sentai here, Lupinranger and Patoranger. So, let's go ahead and conclude this ramble time on our 42nd Sentai. So here we go. All right, friends, before I do conclude this ramble time and everything, here's another image I do want to show you. And this image here was pretty much cut in half. And it was part of the first leak image, and then they were showing other images. But I mean, you already seen, the one of the two teams together, the Dial Fighter trigger machines and the VS Changer. But the other side of this scan here shows you everything, mainly with the two mechas and then Good Striker. And so I figure I'll show you that before I forget and everything. I mean, it's a nice little, it's a whole scan all together. Just figure I'll let you know on that. But, and plus you're seeing at the end on the side here where it has the logo for Lupinranger and Patoranger, so which is really cool here. But anyway, well, friends, I really had a real fun time doing this ramble time. So now I'm gonna go ahead and, as we speak, I have promotional posters from past Sentais popping up on your screen as we speak. Now I'm going to be, I did this last year and I did this the following year on the last two ramble times of mainly when it comes to announcing a new Sentai. So just sit back and relax and enjoy. It's mainly an updated version because I'm going to go ahead and add in the Lupinranger and the Patoranger promotional poster. So, and I love these promotional posters. I think they're really cool. They're like coming at you. They're very colorful, and so hopefully we'll get more news in the future. From what I've heard, in February we're supposed to be getting a second toy catalog for the next wave of toys for Lupinranger and Patoranger. So and I'm basically, how I do it, I just basically do a ramble time on like the very first announcement of the new Sentai, and that's it. But anyway, well, friends, I'm going to go ahead and say this now. Thank you. Thank you all for listening to me talk about this new Sentai. I had a lot of fun. I do want to apologize, though. I'm probably still under the weather a little bit, so I was trying as much as I can to get well before I started doing this ramble time. I hope my voice sounds okay, and I hope my audio came out perfect here. Like I said, I worked on the kinks and everything, so anyway, and I hope the views go really good on this ramble time, because that's how it always has been for what, 4 or 5 years now, ever since I started doing ramble times on an upcoming Sentai. So anyway, speaking of my past ramble times, please make sure you check in the end caps my ramble time video playlist. It has all 11 ramble times, so if you want to go back in time and see what ramble times I did, please feel free. And so anyway, well, friends, I guess that is it and everything. I really appreciate you all stopping by and checking out this ramble time on our next new Sentai. I think the year 2018 is going to be fun with Sentai. I'm hoping so. You'll never know. And I'm going to tell you this now. I'm not going to be judging this Sentai yet. Probably when it starts to premiere in February, I will judge. But so far, I'm impressed on what I see. So anyway, well, friends, that is it for this ramble time. I hope you all enjoyed. If you like this ramble time, please smack that like button. But if you don't like this ramble time, then friends, you most definitely got a problem. And so, my friends, this is the Eugene's Ramble Time number 12, all on the Kaitou Sentai Lupinranger versus Keisatsu Sentai Patoranger. I hope you enjoy. Well, friends, I hope you enjoy, and I apologize for getting tongue-tied there. But anyway, I'm Eugene. I'm signing out, and I hope you have a good day. And my friends, I most assuredly see you next time. Bye, friends.